you know, and this pretty much for the viewers, you know, you take this generic book where it said the harlot sits on top, well, excuse me, not that one, where the beast, the dragon sits outside of the woman waiting to devour the child. Wow. See, it's hard for me, but he never eats the woman. He just wants to devour the child. Now, the thing is, and as simple as, you know, the golden goose who lays the golden eggs. We gotta understand that we got to look at how it's being applied. We gotta take that and apply it to every day. The way it's being perpetrated and applied is, okay, well, these children are gonna produce a certain amount of energy output. This is the basic bottom line to it. And the only way we can get to these children is through the women. So what we got to do is contract the woman up and get her don't even worry about the man. You can take him down as long as you get his woman. This is regular art of war stuff. You know what I mean? This is regular stuff. So the bottom line is they get the woman, and they sell the babies though. But the women sell the babies for benefits. This is one of the things we can't excuse. We can't tippy-toe around what's taking place. They're getting signed up through contracts. And they're selling the babies. It's simple, for benefits, for WIC, for you know, for school, for all of these different things that seemingly we can't produce as a community. But one of the things we can't produce, why we can't produce as a community, is because we're contracted with a foreign conqueror. That's just the bottom line. And it's just regular rules of war. If you take over a country, you take over all of their education, you take over how their children are going to be trained, that whole thing. So what's taking place is the women are selling the babies birthrights for benefits from the Social Security Administration and various other corporations. This is what's actually taking place. And because they're doing that, we're sitting back as men and we don't really see what we need to do about it. But one of the things we need to do is sever their jurisdiction. Now, I'm going to tell you why jurisdiction is a spiritual and deep thing. It's not just some paperwork legal jargon, because it's based on jurisprudence. And jurisprudence is the philosophy of law. You see what I'm saying? Or the study, and philosophy is the study of nature. So to study jurisprudence is to study natural law. You see what I'm saying? And so when you understand what's taking place, number one thing is, okay, they say to themselves, I need some milk for my baby. Okay, the milk that you're going to buy from the store is not good for the baby. That's going to destroy it. The Similac, okay, so that's not even a positive action. So the intent behind why she's signing the deal with the devil,
she's not breastfeeding.
And she ain't put the right stuff on her body for her to breastfeed. You see what I'm saying? So we replicating a dangerous system.
But this is what happens. The reason why it even goes to what makes her don't even want to breastfeed is because she had the baby in the hospital. And 9 times out of 10, they drugged her. So when they drug her, the baby born with a slow sucking reflex, which determines the intelligence. So it discourages her. The baby don't want to breastfeed. They tricked her. Now they hit the baby with the glucose and all that, and the baby becomes a drug addict with the sugar, addicted to sugar. Then the baby sucks the thumb and cries for the rest of their life in the different forms of fashion. Cries with the thumb in the mouth, trying to stimulate the pons function for pineal function to occur. That's why crying is, that's them trying to make a mantra to address what's missing. The trauma of not being breastfed.
And they being born in latch.
Now,
the womb.
That's right.
Now if you can't live off your mother, if you can't suckle from your mother's breast and get your nourishment, right? That, like he just explained, that'll mess you up for life. Now, if you're not growing, if you're not dealing with the nature's land, your motherland, and subsisting off of her directly, you're cut off. So because we already know that scientifically, that the woman is definitely the planet, and that in its relations in any kind of way, and we already know these different things. So when we're not living a certain lifestyle, it's going to be hard for us to even be as successful as we normally would be. You see what I'm saying? However, because we're dealing with a situation where the baby's birthrights is sold. This is what I'm saying about the sale of it. The brands of whatever we want to call it, the brands and the designations they give it of black, Hispanic, Latino, and all of these different things. You can find it on Federal Directive 15. This is put out by the Office Management Budget. Now, the Office Management Budget is an entity within the United States infrastructure that keeps an accounting and calculation of all of the things that can be numerically accounted for. You see, and they put out a listing saying that this is the standard. And mind you, they have a disclaimer on it that says this has nothing to do with anthropology and nothing to do with science. And these terms, people can elect to be whatever they are. Now, when they go back on that list and they say white, it say any of the original peoples from North Africa, North Africa, Europe, and Asia. You see what I'm saying? When you look up black, it'll say any of the black racial groups of sub-Saharan Africa. So, irregardless of what those terms may or may not mean outside of that definition, specifically from that agency, when it's applied to who you're doing business with, this is what it means to them. You see what I'm saying? And this is how they're electing. They're getting people to elect to be these things. And when they elect to be these things, say, we got you in contract this way. You know, we got you in contract this way. So what happens is the woman goes to the hospital, and it's just hospitable. They don't have anything to do with actually curing you. It has no remedy for anything. So when they go there, they say they sign an application. The application is the actual contract. Yeah. It's the actual contract that says, here, take my baby and give me these benefits. So that's the nature of what's taking place. And in order to beat that kind of situation and system, you got to have infrastructure in place. You know, we got to actually fix the situation by being technicians and applying techniques that are going to solve real problems, as opposed to take a position on it. Well, let them do what they're going to do over there. We're going to do what we're going to do over here. And everybody's going to bump shoulders at some point. So technicalities is what make the difference between success and failure any day of the week, strategically. You know what I mean? And as far as what you're talking about with the Planned Parenthood, that's something that we're doing at the Aboriginal Law Firm too. We want to bring a civil RICO suit against all of the agencies that's participating in this. What we want to do is, you know, there's different levels and jurisdictions we could take the action through. We're going to take it, the first civil RICO, to the Supreme Court first, and then we're going to take it through other channels like International Geneva and all of that. But the thing is, we have to have some kind of judicial stand and some kind of judicial front that we take. We've tried the politics, and politics come after law. Because if you don't have a law of a jurisdiction established, it's usually different political parties within a jurisdiction that administer a law when they're in power. You see what I'm saying? So what we want to do is, we want to take France, because you got to understand, United States is dead. United States is on equal footing with the United Nations when you look at what they are by nature. You got nation states. So you have the United States and you got the United Nations. So they both corporations and they both have the same status as entities. So the bottom line is, you got a lot of foreign investments in these bonds and stocks and all of that. France is making money. All of these different countries, they're participating on the genocide and denationalization of the Aboriginal indigenous Moors, is what I refer to them for specific purposes. You see what I'm saying? In this specific territory, as far as Earth is concerned. But either way, the bottom line is, we want to give France for how much money they took Haiti for. Right. You know, we want to take all of the America's issues. You got to understand how important the United States jurisdiction is. This is the dumping grounds for every nation in the world to come here and participate in racketeering. Right. You see what I'm saying? And then they about to perpetrate the same thing on Africa. You ain't see on CNBC, they had something called Africa Open for Business. You had the android, he said, I love the United States, but Africa's where the money's at. And all they're going to do is make them turn them to consumers. You see what I'm saying? So that now that can be a dumping ground as opposed to this place now. You see what I'm saying? Because they done sucked the people of all this resources so much, it's time for a natural decline to take here. This can't keep bumping forever according to their psychology and philosophy. Right. So we want to take them on that front, and